Hello everyone in YouTube world. Thanks very much for watching my videos on the Jehovah's Witnesses. If you've never been here before, you know that what I do is make fun of the Jehovah's Witnesses. I also point out all their lies and deceptions and just the ways they in generally destroy lives and families and happiness and futures, and then leave it for you to decide whether you want to be a member. Don't be a member. A little while ago I was doing videos called the Young People Ask series, and I'm going to do a new one today. So I haven't done one in a while. Hope you enjoy it. And we're going to go through the recent Young People Ask article with the Watchtower, and I've held my nose, and I am on the actual jw.org site, and we're going to discuss, should I get a tattoo? Yes, I have a tattoo. I got it when I left the Jehovah's Witnesses. I think it's kind of cool, actually. I just went into a tattoo studio and said, have at it. Didn't even give him an idea what to do, and he just did stuff. And I think it worked out pretty well. That was 15 years ago, so I'm still liking it. Anyway, what is the attraction? Now, you'll notice whenever I go through this, I don't want to preempt it too much, but you'll notice that this video is really pushing an agenda, okay? It's not asking you for your opinion, and it's not telling you that it's up to you, really, okay? It's going to give you, from the very beginning, if we look at the article, it shows you a man on what looks like the bus in America, and he's got these big, horrible, very, I say horrible, but sort of similar, sort of Celtic-y band, sort of arm flame things on his arms. And he's got these, and he's standing in the middle of the train, the bus. And the thing you'll notice about it is, in the picture, it's a subliminal message. No one's looking at him. No one's even looking in his direction. Because he's a bad one, don't you see? He's a bad guy. Okay? Now, the first comment is, I think some tattoos are beautiful works of art, says a young man named Ryan. The motive for getting a tattoo might affect how you feel about getting one. For instance, a teenager named Gillian says, when a girl I went to school with was little, her mom died, so when she became a teenager, the girl got her mom's name tattooed on the back of her neck. I think that can be very sweet. I don't like the name tattoos, okay? Regardless of the motives, you should think long and hard before deciding on having anything permanently inked onto your skin. So already, she thinks it's cute, but regardless of the motives, think long and hard. What questions should you consider if you were thinking about getting a tattoo? Now, one of the questions that it actually completely ignores, one of the biggest things that you should do if you're getting a tattoo, is you should ask yourself where you're getting it from. Is it a good tattoo studio? Is it in a developing third world country? If so, not only will you get a tattoo, but you will most likely get hepatitis A. What are the health risks? Of course, now they're starting to tell you why it's bad. Tattoos breach the skin, which can cause skin infections, and other complications are possible. Yeah, because that happens so often. You know, it's almost like there's not a multi-million-dollar industry made up of people getting tattoos. Sometimes bumps called granulomas form around the tattoo ink. Yeah, now nobody's ever seen that. Tattooing can also lead to keloids. That's scarring. Generally, you only get that if you're African American or African in general. Furthermore, the website notes, if the equipment used to create your tattoo is contaminated with infected... Oh, fuck's sake. Of course it's going to give you some terrible disease. Anyway, this is the point. They don't want you to get a tattoo, and we're going to learn how they're going to convince you otherwise. How will it affect your reputation? Like it or not, your appearance sends a message. We're just going to skim this crap. Whenever I see someone with a tattoo, I automatically put him in the drinking and partying category, says a teenager named Samantha. Now, what about a Maori? What about a Maori with his tribal tattoos? What about an African with their tribal tattoos? I don't put an African in a Kenyan in the Tsavo National Forest with tribal tattoos in the drinking and partying category. I put him in the cow herding and jumping up and down category. They do that. Very, very tall. I went to Africa and saw it. It's kind of cool. Will you always like it? Well, you won't like it as much, but here's where again, over time, weight gain and even aging can stretch and distort a tattoo. Shit, I never knew they were so terrible. Tattoos often become outdated, says 21-year-old Alan, who knows so much about it because he's 21. Alan makes a good point. The fact is, as people change, their views change, their tastes change, and their affections change. Well, thank God I didn't get all those swastika tattoos back when I was a Nazi then. Having got a tattoo that only reminds me of foolish feelings is something I wouldn't want to add to the list. So remember what we started with? We started with talking about this girl's dead mom, and now we've got it down to things that are, out of date and foolish feelings. What Bible principles apply? Well, Let's be clear, none. There's no Bible principles apply. Only ones from the Old Testament, and as everyone who's a Christian knows, they don't count no more. So, Proverbs, Colossians is the first one. Be obedient to your parents in everything. Okay. So, my daughter Emily, who's 8, don't get a tattoo, Emily. If you see this video now, don't get a tattoo. Wait until you're legal age and you can decide for yourself. 1 Peter, do not let adornment be external, the braiding of the hair, the wearing of gold ornaments, but let it be the secret person of the heart. Why do you think this is? Does the Bible put emphasis on the secret person of the heart? It's irrelevant. It has nothing to do with tattoos. 1 Timothy 2:9, women should adorn themselves with modesty and soundness of mind. Again, it's talking about women. I'm a man and I got a tattoo, so that doesn't apply to me, okay? And it didn't apply to women either, because again, it didn't mention tattoos. Romans 12:1, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, a sacred service with your power of reason. So by that rationale then, if it's not a living sacrifice to get a tattoo, nor would it be to get earrings, because that's changing your body, or any surgery, in fact, any eye surgery, anything that was completely unnecessary. Don't do it, guys, because apparently God does not want it. In view of these factors, many people have decided against getting a tattoo. In fact, they have found something better than tattoos. Teresa, quoted earlier, says, if there is a phrase or slogan that you truly love, or a person who is important to you, then live by that phrase, or tell that person how much he or she means to you. Instead of getting a tattoo, live what you believe. Again, that's fine. Live what you believe if you want. But we started the story with a girl's dead mom and her getting a tribute of her name on her neck. I don't want tattoos on my neck, and I don't want my kids to get them. I don't think it's a good idea. Nevertheless, it was perfectly her decision to do it. The Jehovah's Witnesses did this, and it's a push-pull. Okay? They started off by saying, what do we think about tattoos? And when they finished, they told you what you should think about tattoos. It is completely wrong. And if you're a person who's considering getting a tattoo, I don't recommend them, nor do I unrecommend them. I just think it's up to you, okay? And if you're a Jehovah's Witness who is yet again listening to this garbage, being told what to do every single time, have some self-respect, man or woman. Choose for yourself. Why on earth are you letting old men in Brooklyn tell you what the Bible means to you? You can choose for yourself. If you don't want to get a tattoo, good for you. And if you do, happy days.